Recently, like past couple days, I was hit with a no. And this was not a soft no. This was a no, we are done. No. And then I smirked. It was a loss. It wasn't anything TAH related or the mental performance playbook related, but it was a loss. However, that made me think a lot about the tens of athletes and families we've worked one-on-one this last year with, the hundreds that we have worked with teams or programs, and then the over 1,000 that we have just helped out, talked, done workshops, held trainings and seminars in front of. And it was the truth of losing and a loss if we can handle it. Hey, y'all, this is Mental Performance Playbook. My name is Gabe Rummel, founder of the Athlete's Health, which brings you this episode here in the Mental Performance Playbook. Now, think about this like a mental gym where we are breaking down elite mental strategies and breaking them into actionable exercises for us to apply immediately. Call them that because we use these mental exercises, these ideas, these complex research, and put it into these applicable exercises, ways for us to attack, to implement, to build our overall performance from the mental game. And that's right. This week's theme centers around resilience, but also that moving forward from the loss, from losing, and what we can do from it. And like I said, when I got told that no, because it was actually for some supplemental income, I actually smirked. Not necessarily because it felt good, but because I recognized it as a mirror. It was something that was showing me, it highlighted right away all the insecurities, all the pieces I had to strengthen. Those gaps were now exposed, and it was handing me the exact information needed to level up. And that's the hidden truth in the loss, but it's a topic of if we want to embrace it or not. And like I said, the athletes who I have worked with now, the ones who can totally take in that loss, when we can walk through it, analyze what is happening, where we can go from there, what exercises we can add in now or tweak of what we already have to up our game, to learn from this experience and go take it out there and perform at a whole new level because we leveled up from the loss. That's exactly what we have to do. Now, I know it's one thing to say that, and then it's another thing to actually do that. So we're going to go into three main concepts, frameworks, somewhat an exercise, but not as cut out as our main mental exercises that we can implement to hopefully take that truth, mold it, shape it, strengthen us into the newest version of us so we can level up, break through that ceiling, and get into the next piece. So number one is this 24-hour rule. Now, we maybe have heard about this before, but I really like to break this down into feeling it, finding it, and flipping it. Right? When I got that no, I was actually smirking right away. And I was like, well, we know what we're going to do now. Because you get 24 hours. You get 24 hours to be upset, to be frustrated, embarrassed, angry, disappointed. But in that 24 hours, we also get to understand why this happened. What is this teaching me? What am I going to do because of this? Those hidden truths of identity, of standards, of the prep, of that mindset, getting out of it. Why did this happen? The facts, the feedback, the controllables, the pieces that we can do. I can tell you, if I was to talk to this guy again, he is wishing that he did not tell me no. In this 24 hours, we can sit, we can sulk, we can think about it, stir it up. But if we answer those questions and the concepts with it of why this happened, what is it teaching me? After the 24 hours, we have to move forward. It's not denial anymore. It's cannot believe this happened. It's direction. All right, this happened. Here we go. This is what's happening. Right now, it's towards the end of winter season sports. So wrestling, basketball, those are the big ones, right? But we have swim and dive. Volleyball's happening. There's for men and club, for women. There's a lot of sports that are happening. Now, at this point, we might take some L's. L's might happen, and they might even be the season-ending L's. Really upsetting, right? But 24 hours. Find the direction after it. I just broke down the creed from Kobe and the Mamba mentality. And one thing that he breaks down is he's not overwhelmed by the mountain in front of him. He just takes that very next step. And he says, those failures, those are feedback. Those are amazing pieces for us to eat and soak up. And that goes back to exactly what I was saying, where I smirked as soon as I heard that no. I felt, I was like, all right, I know we're on the right direction. And then I look at TAH and I see what we're doing. I'm like, yeah, we're doing good. We got to keep this going. I don't need a full-time job because that's fuel. It's feedback. It's setting us up. That's what the setback is. And that's what we talk about. Hey, you're starting, you're not getting playing time as much. Well, what's happening? Why is this happening? What can we do with this? 24 hours, do what we need. But after those 24 hours, if we have answered why this is happening, what is this teaching me? We now have the direction and we know where we are heading. Because this ties us into the second piece of in those 24 hours, we very well may need to do this exercise of writing it out or talking it out. Or if we want to put it in a framework, a way for us to think about it, externalizing, getting that storm out, externalizing the storm, right? Because that loss, it's going to create internal noise. It's going to eat at us that shame, that doubt. We're going to start to catastrophize everything. Everything's going to, oh my gosh, it's going to spiral down. But however we can to pull it out of our head, then it's not going to be in there running the show. All of a sudden, they planted that seed in there. The L happened. Not as many points as the other team, times off the clock. L is boom in the head, and it is running the show now. But writing or talking is going to pull that out. I know sometimes that sounds a little cliche and a little bit, I don't want to do that, but it is the secret. And I know it can be hard, right? I was just going through it, but it links directly to this idea that the social support is going to amplify the direction and the magnitude of what we are doing, how we are doing it, where we are going about it. It is going to build up what was just broken down, and it's going to build it up stronger. But it has to happen first by getting it out. And it's got to be the right people, right? Not everyone's going to deserve the story. Not everyone's going to deserve to know what is happening. But it needs to happen. So it might not even be someone. It might be that journal in front of us. But all of a sudden, then we can look back and we can see what's actually there and what's actually nagging at us. And from there, we know the path is only up. So if we need some ideas of what we're going to be going over, maybe it's what happened. And it's the facts only, right? It's only the facts. We don't have to put the emotion in there. We can write about what did I make it mean? We have the facts. How am I interpreting it, right? For example, lost the game, lost the season. Oh my gosh, our life is over. Is it really? Is it really? I get it. It might even be senior season. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now that does not happen this year, right? But let's say it does. It's senior season and you get the L. Well, what happened? What did I make it mean? Did I lose a basketball game or is my life over? And what is one controllable next step, right? We said Kobe Bryant paints out the mountain where we can go. That failure is feedback, making sure we're taking those next steps. Well, what is that next step that we have? But it comes back to either writing it out or talking it out, because otherwise we're going to have that internal noise just get louder and louder and louder. It's going to be that siren blaring, and we need to pull it out, because that goes to our third piece, our third part. And this one hits home for me because I actually heard this a couple years ago when I was still in undergrad/grad school and working with someone. It was actually I'll say online, and a gold medalist, believe it or not. It was amazing information I was getting. But this comes to that next step piece and what we have to do. It starts with understanding a goal, then a plan, and prioritizing that plan and evaluating and having this on a constant cycle. It's happened We're going to take the next steps. Well, what are the next steps? Is it still the same goal that we have? Remember, this is the truth in the loss. This is not the fakeness in the loss. This is not what we make it mean in the loss. This is the truth in the loss and using it to level up. So new goal or same goal. It very well may be the same goal. That same goal might even be stronger now. The plan is probably changed a little bit. There's either more information added to it. Well, I guarantee you there's more information added to the plan because we just lost. And if we learn from that, if we evaluate it, so we can start actually at the top here of evaluating the old goal plan and what we were prioritizing, because that's the next piece, prioritizing. Maybe we need to change up what we are prioritizing now. Now that can hurt some. Maybe that's changing up the bedtime routine or the wake up routine or the in the day routine and charging our energy up, which we're going to have some awesome information on that this next episode. Check it out when it drops Thursday. But it's looking at should we prioritize now? And then finally, evaluate it again. Sandwich this between evaluating to know the next steps, and then evaluate as we go through this and understand this is a constant cycle of that goal, the plan, the prioritize and evaluate. That rejection, that loss, whatever it was, it's not just a dead end. It's not the final no. It is simply data for us. The setback does not stop us. It shows us. And that's what we have. All right, you didn't play as much. Well, maybe we can see it's because of some other things. And maybe now we know coming up what we have happening. Or, all right, in the past, it's good to chat up again. It's good to talk. What we have coming up for the ball season, the Diamonds, let's get that bullpen routine set in. Let's tie that breathing in there so we can fully stay focused, locked in, have our controllable pieces. We're getting all the reps in. Let's make sure all pieces are that. Whatever loss is there, it is a hidden truth. So if we can find that goal, add to the plan, prioritize because of that plan and goal, and then evaluate once again, we know we can take the next steps. And those 24 hours will go by in a blink of an eye, and we can upgrade our positioning, our track, our movement, our thoughts, every piece that we have. But it starts with that hidden truth, and the loss reveals that hidden truth. It's up to us if we want to actually look inside of that loss and see what needs strengthened, what maybe already is strengthened because of that loss, and move forward. Now we can do that in 24 hours. We can feel it. We can find the lesson. We can flip it into that next action. If we need help within that, write it out, talk it out. It's not some cliche piece that externalizes that storm. Otherwise, that storm is just going to keep brewing inside that head. And we can make sure that's with the right support people, the right team, the right people we want to talk about it with, to learn with, to level up with. And while we're doing that, we're evaluating the next steps. Evaluate with the goal, the plan, the prioritization, and then the evaluation once again. Because this resilience piece, which we can go way deeper in it, we're just in one subject here with the loss and learning from it, from the truth, if we choose to look at it. It is not toughness. It is response to speed, or the speed of response, and learning rate. That's all it is. Speed of response, 24-hour window, and the learning rate with it, and evaluating that we make sure that we are having the new plan. Goal is, unless the goal is totally tanks, I hope we keep that goal the same. I hope we make that goal higher and stronger. But now we're learning with the new plan, new prioritization, and if we actually hone that in, stick to it, then we have leveled up from the loss, from looking inside at the truth. I will be honest, this is what I'm working on now, but you can bet your butt this week, it's going to be one of the best weeks that we have at TAH. the Mental Performance Playbook. And if you found this interesting, want to learn more about building resilience like a skill, about using it, about not just handling it better in time and letting it come and go, reach out. Check out more of our free resources online or schedule a free mental training session with us so we can break this down into an actual exercise, look into exactly why and how, and level up your performance and get reps on it, track and stay accountable. Now, if you did like this episode, please give it a like on YouTube, subscribe, give it the 5 stars on Spotify and Apple, share the show. Otherwise, we will catch you next week. My name is Gabe Rummel. Peace.